Washington, it's Husky Stadium. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Washington Huskies. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
The most beautiful views from the water on Lake Washington, Husky Stadium, is something special. You can see the lake, the mountains. You can see it all from kickoff. This is one of the most glorious views in all of college sports. Back to you.
Appreciate that, Holly. Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. The Tide will have to call their first timeout. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. Washington will kick off as this one gets started. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Now here's Russell. Fires to the middle. Complete to the left. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down.
And, man, that's not a surprise that they come to their go-to guy early. This is an offense that's so much fun to watch, and it's because they know who they are. They know how to get the ball to their playmakers. And on the first drive, Palmer, get your guy a touch, get him involved. You know receivers got some feelings, Jesse. I love that they're getting him lathered up and a touch early in this football game.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys who feels like he's open every single play, so it is a good idea to get him going early. For the defense, that's a bit of a jab in the face right there, because you came into this game, you know who's going to get the ball. You know where they're throwing it, and you've got to do a better job now disguising your coverages to try and limit him and take him away as much as possible.
From inside the 40 at the 37, it's first down. Russell makes the catch. You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Again, it's Russell. Working that left side now. Turning it on. That will be enough to move the chains and give them a first down in the red zone at the 14.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
Russell. Throws to the tight end. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. First points of the day are on the board. You talk about an offense finding its rhythm early.
It's so nice to find the end zone early, get that confidence going. The defense is showing exactly what you'd expect them to do. Offense taking advantage. Great start for the offense.
And right down the middle.
Washington, 0.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll start on the ground with Washington. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Williams fires to the big fella. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better third down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to third down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
On third down, here's Washington. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
This is an interesting decision now for the head coach. You're trailing very early in the game, and there's a lot of football left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and answer.
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Fourth down, Williams. He lets it fly. And the incomplete pass turns it over in their own end.
That's a great job there by the defense here early in this game, getting a huge stop, and they've got an opportunity to make the opponent pay. Offense taking over now in great field position. Let's see what they can do here from a play calling standpoint to try to put some points on the board.
Throwing Russell. It's complete to the right. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job on the D.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Unleashes one deep. Touchdown, Alabama! Got it right in the heart of the end zone.
Man, oh man, it doesn't get easier than that. Look at the receiver. He gets wide open. Where's the defense? Nobody around. Easy pitch, easy catch.
And the extra point is good.
Alabama, 14. Washington, 0.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Washington. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. Brings up second down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Williams. Stepping to the right. Throwing on the run. Makes the grab on the right. They finally make the stop, and what a fantastic way to finish off this first quarter after that play. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. And they were able to build that lead into double figures. Let's take a quick look at our early stats before we move on. They largely dominated the first quarter and built a nice lead to get started. They've got a first down here to open the period. Williams looking for a man. Moving out of the pocket. He's going to take off. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
And here comes the offense on second down. Here's a give to Washington. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Nice job by the defense. A lot of times offenses want time to mesh that RPO and read it. Nah, the defense got in there so fast, they didn't give him an option. Got the nice tackle for a loss, putting the offense in a worse situation.
Moving out to the right. He'll pull it down. And slides a little early and short, and now it's going to be 4th down.
There was just nowhere to go with the football for the quarterback throwing it. So he tried to create, he tried to extend the play with his legs, just not able to get away from the defense, and now we have 4th down.
The Huskies will go for it on 4th down. Quarterback making adjustments. Williams to throw for it on 4th. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Got room on the return. Past the 20. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. How about this defense taking one back to the house? They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
That makes the score Alabama 21, Washington 0. Number 45, set to kick this one away.
He'll bring it out. It's Washington. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The Huskies offense out there and ready to go. They're looking at a 21-point hole. There's still time to do some work, but there's also no time to waste. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. All the way out across the 45-yard line. Marking out of bounds at the 46.
Yeah, I think if you're on offense right now, you're thinking, I don't know if our defense can stop them. They couldn't do it the last drive out. We're down a lot on the scoreboard right now, so we need to score touchdowns every time we have the ball. That was a big play for them, but they got to cap this thing off.
Throwing, Williams. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Well, a nice job by the defense. They're playing with a big lead. They know the offense has to throw it, and they are inviting throws over the middle of the field, knowing they can break on these passes and maybe pick one off. Offense lucky that wasn't a turnover.
Here's a give to Washington. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
Third down coming up.
They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. Rides to the back. It's a fumble. Now look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. I don't know if it was luck or aggression or just a fortuitous bounce, but at least they've got the ball back.
Well, one thing I do know, Reese, this running back has got to do a better job with ball security. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win this game. They're very lucky they were able to jump on top of that.
Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
Winning first down is such a big deal on defense. Like getting them in more predictable situations, more passing situations. Nice job not giving up a lot of run after contact on that first down.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down.
Here we go. Go, go.
Here's Williams to throw. Deep shot for the end zone. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
You simply don't see that very often. A quarterback of this guy's caliber missing a guy wide open in the end zone. He makes those throws in his sleep.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down. On target. They'll knock him down right at the 35-yard line. Still a lot of ground to cover to get to the 1st down marker.
A nice job of awareness on defense there on that 3rd down. You know, you're expecting the offense to throw the football, but it's not just going to be receivers or tight ends you got to worry about. You got to keep your eye on where that running back is. They knew exactly where he would be, and they were able to make the tackle setting up 4th.
The offense hasn't been able to get it done on 4th down. 0 for 2 so far. They'll try to turn that around here. Not likely to rally with field goals in this situation, so they'll go for it.
Wide 53. Wide 53.
Making side adjustments here.
Rock, rock, rock. Level, level. Go, go.
4th down, Williams. And they can't make the connection on 4th down, and they'll turn it over.
And the offense stays aggressive. They try to throw the football and just weren't on the same page. It was an incompletion. He could have done a better job, I think, throwing the ball to his receiver and maybe making it where it's more of a 50-50 ball where he can make a play. Defense gets the big stop.
Russell. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
And finally, this quarterback looks human for one play. He has been lights out up to this point. Very accurate, making good decisions in a beautiful rhythm, and finally throws his first incompletion at the end.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to throw, it's Russell. Fires to the wideout. It's complete. They drop him at the 47-yard line, but he'll have plenty to move the sticks.
Well, they have a massive lead, and we're only in the 2nd quarter, but they're not calling the dogs off. They are staying aggressive, and they are taking shots. Another hook up there for this offense. Everything that they are dialing up is working to perfection. They're looking to add already to their blowout lead.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
That's such a great physical play by the defense because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and there's...
He lobs one high down the left side. Makes a grab for a big play. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
You know, there's a lot of communication when it comes to defenses. Like, you have to talk, have to understand if somebody does this, I have to do this. I have to pass off wide receivers. Apparently, the communication was busted.
They go play action with Russell. finds his big tight end. Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
I love defenses that can tackle the catch. Right away, you're not giving up any yak. As soon as that player has the ball, he goes down now.
Alabama calls its second timeout of the half. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Keelan Russell. Trying to find the end zone. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown time! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
Number 5.
You talk about going on the road and making a statement. 27-0. Hostile environment beat dang. You talk about home field advantage? Well, it hasn't worked. They have come in and had answers and started this first half as good as you possibly can.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Washington. Slips through the line. What a great return, and he flips the field to start this drive off, and he just about scored himself. It is so good to have a dangerous return man. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Williams. Throws it deep. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Interesting first half, fellas, and an eye-opening day here in Week 10 on the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We begin with a look at Missouri, taking on the number 16 team, the TCU Horned Frogs. And it's Missouri coming away with a blowout victory in what looks like a major upset. Expect major changes in the polls this week. This team is now red hot. 3 consecutive victories and one of the most convincing offensive showings we've seen in a long time.
He'll be stopped and forced out of bounds. Mark it at the 47-yard line, and this offense is going to work.
Here now some other games you may have interest in. Social media certainly does. Inside the ACC.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can.
Oh, it's picked off. Not the second half start they'd hoped for. Trying to take it back. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Bama! What a play. Not only the interception, but the great return for the score. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
He'll try to tack on one more. And they tack on the extra point for a 35-0 lead. Washington stops the clock and uses its first timeout. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way.
Number 45, set to kick this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Washington. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone.
First and 10.
Timeout called by